Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast, hosted by your boy Big Serbs. Back in the motherfucking place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Productions. Presley in the background with the awesome feature. We got a new light coming through, and it's just almost blinding me and shit. My eyes are already fucking light sensitive. I'm nearsighted. I got stigmatism in my eye. And plus, I got a fucking halo ring below my eye, like a fucking tattoo tear on my shit. But it doesn't even matter because Presley is already on his way to do some fuck shit while I'm doing the intro, buddy. Every time I want to do the intro, buddy, you're always on some bullshit, buddy. What the fuck? Come here. Now you on a podcast. Now you live, baby. Come here. Come here. Oh, over here. Come here, boy. Look at him. Look at this thing right there. Look at him. They're so beautiful. Understand? Look at him. Say something to the mic, please. Tell him something. Now you want to get scared. Now you want to freeze up. You want to chicken out of the conversation, but you can't chicken out, buddy. This is the fucking God's Hour, buddy. And, you know, it's just a quick FYI for everybody out there. The God's Hour is actually 3 a.m. I didn't name it because I was going to be doing the podcast at 3 a.m. I didn't name it because, you know, it's fucking daylight savings or whatever. I did it because in the intro of the God's Hour, it's the song Karma. And Chava Styles said, you know, something about, I think he says God's by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's Hour. The slug's a never-ending saga. So I think he meant it more so like we on God's time type shit, that we're blessed. I don't think he meant it at 3 a.m, and this podcast definitely isn't meant to be 3 a.m. My little boy, now get down. Find something to do, boy. So, you know, the last 3 days it's been fucking hot as a bitch and 100 degrees. I don't know why. It was like so beautiful. It was so like graceful. 80 degrees, low 80s, you know what I mean? High 70s. And now the last few days have been super fucking hot. I don't know why. Summer, just go away. We don't want the heat anymore. I don't want the heat anymore. California does not want to be in this fucking bullshit ass drought anymore. I'm sure I know it because we spent tons of trillions of dollars or whatever on water just so we could keep people's golf courses and shit around. I don't know why. I don't even really give a fuck in the first place about golf courses. But I do know one thing, that Cali is in a severe drought where we were somewhat like out of the woods like not too long ago, but now it's kind of like, now with the crazy heat wave we had, it just set us back 1,000 years, like the dinosaurs or whatever the fuck. Over the weekend, I don't really remember. Plus, it's already in the middle of the week, so I don't really remember what I did over the weekend. I think I just kind of kicked it. I have like a super crazy short memory span, like where I can't remember whatever. What do they say, buddy, when you can't remember shit? Short, whatever, span memory. I'm sure I did something fucking productive. I know, I know what I did. I spent the fucking weekend painting. That's what I did. So Saturday, you know, me and my pop, we fucking been working on like painting the restroom. Not the restroom, but like, yeah, like a restroom, and then like basically two bathrooms, two restrooms, two bathrooms, two fucking bathhouses, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And Saturday, my dad helped me paint the ceilings because we did the ceilings in the wall, so we knocked out the ceilings on Saturday. Took all day just for us to tape it down, to move everything out of the way, tape it down, paint, and literally as I'm done painting, my dad wants to paint everything again, which you don't need to do. Super frustrating, but whatever. He did that shit. Got me super upset. And that was Saturday. Sunday rolls around, and I don't know, for whatever reason, the tape just wouldn't hold on the fucking walls. So I tape everything, and this shit came off. I was super pissed because I burned an hour taping. What is it? I burned literally 2 hours just taping both restrooms, and it fucking what is it? It detached or whatever. It fell off again, and it pissed me the fuck off. So I had to retape this shit again, and it like literally fucked my whole mood up. But Saturday, going back to Saturday, they had the Summer Madness 12 card. You know, I'm super big in a battle rap. URL TV put on Summer Madness on Caffeine. So I wasn't too into the rap battles because, you know, I was trying to concentrate on painting, not, you know, really listening. But it was like some really dope battles. I know some like bullshit went on. I know Chess, he was throwing up and the crowd was super bad. Like I heard a lot of boos. Anytime a crowd boos, every like battle, it's not good. Like I know Max Out 2, I think, had a lot of boos in it. One of the Max Outs from RBE had a lot of boos. It just fucks everything up because it's kind of like the crowd is manifesting like a negative energy with the battles. And the battlers do be saying some dope shit, but the crowd is just like at the point they just want to hear some shit they don't want to like agree with, so they could just be like whoa, whoa, you know. And it really like not only does it fuck up the viewers, like the viewership, but it fucks up like the battlers, and just overall it's just not good, you know. But yeah, that was cool. And then Sunday, my parents, they had, I forgot what they did. They did something, and so they weren't there. You know, I was solo dolo, knocked out the other restroom, or I actually knocked out the walls in both of the restrooms myself. Took all fucking day. I felt like I fucking got tendonitis in my fucking ankles because I was standing on like, I was standing on like the ladder, the stool, the edges of the bathtubs, and I was like on some fucking, what is it? What are they? The zip line type shit. I was on some, like, you know, it was just super, you know, I was super tired. Like Monday, the day after, I was like completely exhausted. Like I could just feel it in my body. I didn't even walk, because usually I walk every day, like at least 6 kilometers every day, but Sunday I just couldn't do it. I was like, if I walk today, I'm already exhausted from yesterday. If I walk today and then I fucking paint, I'm like gonna be completely annihilated. Like my feet are just gonna be fucked. I'm gonna be in a shitty mood, and I don't want to be in a shitty mood. I want to have some energy so I could just chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? So that was Sunday. Monday we got back in the regular scheduled program. I did a podcast with NC, was it yesterday, and it was cool. You know, I feel like NC, he's a cool guest, but he's not like as engaging as a One Voice, just to compare the two. But I kind of wanted it to be more of a conversation, and it like really turned into me like interviewing again. I was like, fuck, man, I really didn't want this. Like, because when I do the podcast, I made a mistake of doing like when my pop is a different thing, because there's a lot of things that he knows that I don't. So it'll be in that interview like, well, what did this happen? When did that? How did you feel about this? You know, because I really don't know. But with like my producers or like whoever my special guest is, I don't want it to be an interview. I don't want to know your fucking life story. I don't want to know who knows you since you was a kid, what your favorite fucking fruit snacks are. That's cool, you know, we could do that, but I mean, that's not really what I want to be talking about for a fucking hour, you know what I mean? I kind of want it to be a conversation. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be this Alex Jones InfoWars type thing where it's like informative or something. Because this is the God Hour podcast. We get into everything, but with special guests, I kind of wanted it to be its own little pocket, like a fun stuff. Like I really look to podcasts like YMH, Your Mom's House, the Danny Brown Show. There's Kill Tony. There's a lot of podcasts out there that I really love and really am influenced by and that I look up to, because this show started with me kind of breaking the news, hip hop news in my own way, and I kind of got away from that because I really don't care. I don't care about who unfollowed who's breaking up with who. I really don't care who had another baby. It's just kind of I'm finding like my own pocket, and what my own pocket is kind of more so my life and my perspective, not really about the news. Because you got the JBP, you got the Joe Buttons, you got No Jumper and all that, and they could cover that and make it even more entertaining than probably I could, because I'll probably end up saying some dumb shit I'll end up regretting or something like that, or just have like I won't nail it all the way. Like I've found myself talking about some of the same things, and like what I thought I was gonna say and what I ended up saying was just not at all what I wanted, So, I'll just let them have that. Y'all can have that. No Jumper. You keep all the fuck shit and that academics and all that shit. And speaking of academics, I know he was talking shit about LL Cool J. A lot of people already spoke on this, but I feel like we should really have more respect for our elders, especially the pioneers in hip hop. Like if your name is DJ Academics and you're saying, yo, all these OGs are looking dusty, I don't see them fucking writing, PJs or whatever the fuck. It's kind of disrespectful, It's kind of like, I don't know, like if you're Steph Curry and you're dissing Coach Carter or something like that. I don't know, but I just feel like it's a little distasteful. I mean, personally, I get, God forbid you don't have the new fucking Lamborghini. God forbid you're not head to toe and what's that shit? Go Yard. You don't got a Louis Vuitton bag and all that bullshit. These kids just kind of want to disrespect you because they feel like you're not in their game. But it's really like, if you're a hip hop OG, you're like in your mid 50s and up, bruh. When you're already at that point, like senior citizen, bro, you don't care about any of that shit anymore. When you was like 20 something, like who really would give a fuck about trying to live in their 20s when they're already like in their mid 50s? I know some people still try to do that shit, and it's kind of weird. Like you look at them like, okay, dude, like you got a full on white beard, but you're wearing like designer shit. It kind of just doesn't look good. It doesn't. To me, it kind of looks like you want to build a time machine and go back to whatever fucking 1975 or whatever you thought you was cool, or you was out here like doing it or whatever. But I just thought that was kind of weak for academics to like, talk about these OGs be looking dusty. And LL Cool J, really respectful, handed his response like a true OG would, you know what I mean? He really brought, his perspective professionally to the world or the public or whatever. And I thought that was cool. Shout out to LL Cool J. Mama said, knock you out. I'ma knock your ass out. Awesome song. Last Friday, I performed open mic at Firewater Bar in Ontario. I performed Persian Rugz. And it's funny because what I would think, when I was rehearsing it and all that, I was thinking like, man, this is gonna shut that shit down. Like this is gonna be the one and shit. But what it really brought my attention to is that my music is really mellow. Like in my head, I'm thinking like it's really pumped up and shit. It's kind of like I feel like I'm in this currency kind of almost sound where it's really laid back, almost kind of like hazy, you know, and almost like a backpack Griselda sound. I mean, Griselda really did influence me, but I feel like my music is more so like you could just chill. You know, once you've listened to like drill or that more fast paced Eminem type shit, then you could listen to my shit and just chill out and really listen to the lyrics. I feel like I'm somewhere between like a Kai and like Griselda or something like that. Like Griselda is like too grimy, a little maybe too slow at times. I'm like somewhere between like Kai, Griselda, and like some of the newer stuff that be going around now. But when I was performing it, you know, I felt really good. It was just like it didn't really hit the way I wanted to, which is fine. You know, it's not a really big fucking deal to me, but I had a good time. Real quick performance, and I seen a few people there that I never seen before, and it's really interesting to me that Ontario, now that shout out to Noah James, he does his shows like that's headquarters for him now, like the Firewater Bar venue. That's where they're gonna be doing all their shows at. Before they used to do it at the Vibe in Riverside. And I was just talking with Noah James, and it was really interesting, man. Like, you know people, like you be around people and you're like, oh, this guy's cool, like, but you really don't know like their perspective, or you don't really get a chance to really see who the person is until you actually start talking to them and seeing like where they come from. So I was like talking with Noah, and he was telling me that he was throwing shows at the Vibe for 10 years. And I was like, wow, bro. Like, that really, like, put it in perspective for me. Like, you know, some people you be thinking, oh, like, this is for them to make a quick buck, or this is like some overnight shit for them. But no, bro. Like, Noah's really been grinding. Like, he was on the, like, most viewed Cypher Effect freestyles like back on YouTube. Cypher Effect used to be a big thing. Like if you're on the Cypher Effect, like you were somebody making moves, or at least out here doing shit, you know. And that was like before Noah had dreads, and he was like younger and stuff. So I was like, wow, Noah's really out here putting on for the culture. Like Noah's really representing and embodying like this movement that, I mean, no one else is doing right now, and I just really respect it. Shout out to him. We were just talking, and he was saying how the Vibe in Riverside, you know, he was throwing those events, and I was like, that's crazy, because the first open mic show I ever did was at the Vibe, and that happened to be the Vibe's last show. That was the Common Ground, the last show they ever put on before they before they shut it down. And it was me and Chava Styles. We performed the hard. Dumbest song title. Like, I got some dope song titles. Like, we got Medusa Tears, Patterns, Paint These, Ghost of Van Gogh, Mona Lisa Tears. The hard. Don't ask me where I got that shit from. Really just on the fly type shit. But me and Chava Styles, we performed the hard over there at the Vibe. And it was really dope because I remember it being like a really dope stage. Like at Firewater, it's small. Like you got this little, you perform in the corner. Really, it's a really small room. Like you could hear a fucking pin drop in that room. Versus at the Vibe, it was kind of big. You know, there was a big stage, and I only played there one time, but I mean, if I played there multiple times, I probably would miss it. It was just a really cool room because it was like a big stage. Then they had like a upstairs where they had like a bar there, but like, I don't think nobody was really drinking. Everyone was just, you know, rolling up, hitting the weed and all that shit, which at that time was right up my alley. So that was the Vibe. And while I was talking with Noah, he's just like a really cool dude. I can't really show enough. I can't really, you know, give any more. I mean, I could give more praises to him, but like, it's just like, I just think it's really dope because the scene now is in my city. The whole music scene that he built up for all this time is now in my backyard, literally, Ontario. And I feel like everything happens on God's time, because I wasn't doing shows for a long time. I was really, making music, doing my own thing, wasn't really thinking about shows. But I have literally, like, I don't know how many. I think I have like somewhere around like 50 albums that I've done, like including EPs, mixtapes. I got a bunch, not a lot of singles, but I got fucking a vote worth of singles. And it's just crazy how now everything is in Ontario. And I seen the homie Ace 100 over there. I seen a few people over there I met for the first time. That was cool. It was just so funny being over there, because I had these Pumas on that were fucking sick. My pop got them for me for my birthday, I think last year. Yeah, it was last year. Never wore them. First time ever. They were killing me, bro. My feet were fucking dying while I was over there, bro. But I didn't even care. I wanted to look fly. So I had my Trap Life Streetwise shirt I never wore before, and then those Pumas. And there was this chick. She was short as hell, bro. She was probably like 4'3". Like, she was goddamn a giant midget and shit like that. You know what I mean? And she told me, she was like, "Hey, I like your shoes." And I was like, it was so awkward. Like, I don't know. I never, because to me she wasn't like cute. So like in my brain, I feel like when I register, if she's a cute girl, I'll say something. "Oh, hey, I like your jacket. I like this," or that, slick with it, real Macish. But since she was kind of like looking like a little league coach or something like that, I was like, "Oh, thank you. You look like little league baseball player," something like that. And she was like, "Oh," like she didn't even like really, I could tell she didn't even really appreciate that. But I mean, who gives a fuck? I'm not really at the shows to try to be best buddies with everybody like that. I mean, I really should have said something a little bit more respectful looking back, but I mean, oh well. She did perform, and I thought it was really cool, that she performed. But I feel like I'm like really competitive, so I feel like anyone, like if you're an artist or whatever, you getting it, bro. Like I'm gonna hit you with these bars, bro. Blue and white Cali crack sweater, black weather matching back letters. What you flat better? Isn't that Redder commanded chief MCs we just rack? Like I'm really like gunning out here. Like if you on that like mainstream shit, or if you're not really about the lyrics, bro, you getting eaten, bro. Like I'll put that on every. Like, I'll smoke anybody, at least lyrically. I may not have the best performance. I might not have the best popular songs or sound or whatever you want to say, but I'll get busy, bro. With these bars, anybody could get it. I'll bar you out. We could fucking go 9 rounds in this bitch, because that's how I feel. That's how I am with the craft. And I have like a whole bunch of shit I want to talk about, because this was a really good night. You know what I mean? There was this photographer chick. I think her name's Ray. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if that's not your name, but I wanted her Instagram because I wanted to see, because she had a crazy fucking camera, fat ass fucking lens and shit. And I think her name is Creatively Ray on Instagram. But she took a picture of me and Ace Sincere, Cam Gnarly, and Noah James. I think they throw those events. So she took a picture with me and Ace Sincere. Ace Sincere sent it to me. It was a really dope photo. And this is just a scene I'm really going to be in. Like, you're going to see me every show over there if I can. Like, for sure. Like, there's no excuses. There was people from Victorville, from Moreno Valley, from LA at the show. And I'm literally fucking like not even 10 miles, you know what I mean, from the venue. So there's like no excuse for me not to be there every month or whenever they do it. So shout out to Ray, Creatively Ray out there. That was a sick pic. She got dope pictures. I encourage everybody to go on her Instagram. Ace 100, we he was the plug, you know what I mean? He had the flowers and all that shit. And it's funny, you could tell who got the yerba when like there's people that want to partake. They fly around you like bumblebees and shit because they want to take a hit off of whatever you rolled up. And he was offering me like, you don't want none, you don't want to, you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, bro, I don't. I'm sober, bro. Like I don't drink, I don't do nothing. Literally bought what is it, a Aquafina from the liquor store like right next to the show. So I was chilling, bro. But Ace 100, he had this homie around him who looked fucking smoked out. I don't want to disrespect him or anything like that, but he definitely looked like he was high as fuck. And you know, we're just chilling or whatever. Me and Ace 100 and his homies like, oh man, I'm better than. And he said the N word, but not to snitch him out. But he was like, you know, I'm better than all these fools. I'm like, really? I'm like, you're better than everybody? Like, cause now I'm interested. Now my ears are perked up. Like, oh, anybody who tells me they better than everybody, you gotta be Jay-Z. If you're not Jay-Z saying you better than everybody, you better shut the fuck up. So I'm like, oh, you're gonna perform then, right? He's like, nah, you're not gonna perform. So, have you performed? He's like, nah. I go, so how do you know you're better than everybody? He's like, I just am. Like, it's a fact. Like, it was like a fucking, it was like a secret. Like, I know, like, nobody knows this shit except him. Like, he's better than everybody. Nobody knows, but it's a fact. So I'm like, how do you know? Like, if you never performed and shit like that, you're not gonna perform. How do you know that you're better than everybody? He's like, I just am. So this is my whole thing with artists, right? You can be confident in yourself with whatever you do or whatever. This fucking light is fucking searing my corneas now, bro. I need to hit this shit. Is this shit not going down? It's fucking me up. Oh, man. Well, whatever. Fuck it. This shit is like really blazing my eyes up right now. I'm gonna put my glasses on because these shit's up. So, with artists overestimating their own ability to have skill, it's kind of like there's a lot of artists who think they're better than everybody. They just don't say it. I'm one of them. I myself, I'll tell you right now that I think that I'm the fucking shit when it comes to my raps. I feel like there's very few people that could fuck with me lyrically. Now all the other stuff, hey, we could debate, you know what I mean? Whatever. I'll even give it up to some other people. Like I feel like Noah James, he got better songs than me or whatever. Lyrically though, I don't know. I think I could go toe to toe with the best of them. That's just my opinion. But this dude, man, it really like kind of shocked me. Like you're gonna say you better than everybody, and you don't got this dude is just high. You know what I mean? In my head, I'm like, this dude is just faded. I was literally looking at the homie Ace 100, like this your man's. Like really? What the fuck? This dude is. Don't give him no more weed. Just walk away from this dude right now, because this dude is bugging right now. You know. But that was, you know, that's a lot of people though. You dig what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, if they don't say it, they really believe that they fucking have some sort of like, I don't know what, like machismo shit, you know, even though they don't really contribute nothing to the culture. And I mean, that's cool and all that shit, but it's just kind of disrespectful, because you might as well just be saying fuck everybody in this venue that's performing, because there was literally a girl from Canada at the show who murdered everybody. Performance-wise, she was singing her ass out, talking about that, and all this shit, or what the fuck, whatever her name is. I forgot what her fucking name is, but she destroyed the room. Like, it's not hard to tell who's the best performer, bro. Like, it's really not. She was singing her ass off. She gave a dope performance. I forgot her name, but she's from Canada, bro. And she had a really funny sense of humor, because when I want to go, like, say, you know, congratulations, or not congratulations, but hey, you did a really good set and all that shit, I was like, oh, so you're from Canada, eh? And she said some funny shit to me like, "Oh, you think all Canadians say Canada, hey, or something like that." She kind of like low key embarrassed me, but I was like, "That's funny." Like she had like a really funny sense of humor. I was expecting her to be like kind of embarrassed about it, but she gave me that alpha Aries fire energy. You know what I mean? So I thought that was really cool. So shout out to her. After Ace 100 went up and he did like he reminds me of like an old Jeezy Shoreline style, so I thought that was cool. He's kind of in his own lane. I really appreciate when artists do their own thing, which is kind of like a lot of them that I've been seeing perform. Like not a lot of them I feel like are copying other people or are influenced by other people. Like there was one dude who to me sounded like, I don't know if it was like Tyler the Creator, like in like the Goblin album or something like that. But I know very few artists like come off like really, I don't know what it is, like if they just take their whole style from somebody else. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like you got to learn, like you could tell when artists are really in their own style. You got me. You got fucking, Calligraphy was up there. You had that one chick from Canada. And it's not easy, believe me. Like, it really takes a minute for you to, like, get into your own. But after like, a few, like, some time passed and shit, so I'm, like, outside. I just wanted to talk to Noah before. Like, I could have easily left. Like, the last two shows, I don't want to stick around. I don't really care about anybody else's performance. I just wanted to leave. This time, I wanted to stick around, get to know people. Because when you just kind of like come and go, you don't really get to experience the full thing. And then I paid for my ticket and all that shit. So I want to be there to get my money's worth, enjoy the experience, talk to people, see what's going on, connect, network. So that was what I was doing. We had Noah James was at the door. And, people talk to him and stuff. So I just, we started getting the conversation about the vibe. He told me how he put on, I think, Schoolboy Q and Absol's first show. I think that's what he said. I could be wrong, but I think that's what he told me. Or, like, not saying that he put them on, like, they're big because of him, but, like, he gave them, like, their first show, which is dope to me, And, going back a little bit, when I pulled up at the event, I seen Calligraphy, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, man?" And he's like, "Yo, you gonna be here for open mic?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what I mean. I want to do a full set." He's like, "Why don't you just ask Noah James?" I'm like, "I could just ask him, like, you know what I mean?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, like you've been performing here, you know what I mean. I'm sure he'll put you on." And so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just ask him." So while I was outside, I just told Noah, I was like, "Yo, Noah, like, when you think I could get booked?" And I'm thinking, he's going to be like, "Oh, man, kind of full, or maybe, give me some bullshit," right? He literally was like, "Man, I got the 9:30. I got a 9:30 to 9:45 spot on October 14th if you want it." And I was like, "What the fuck?" So that blew me away right there. I was like, "Yeah, I want to do it, bro. I definitely want to perform on October 14th. So he gave me the spot, 15 minutes. This is going to be the first time I ever performed for that long. I think I think I've only done 3 songs, which would be like, I don't know, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. So this is going to be the first time I ever did it solo too, because I think I want to say I did like Paint These, one song with Mufasa, I'm forgetting it. We might have done Drop Dead Gorgeous, and I think I did 342. That was in Riverside at some like random girls. She threw like a fucking random ass party or whatever, and I ended up performing there with my cousin in Chava. But this is gonna be the first time I do my thing by myself, do a whole set by myself. I'm really excited. This is the first time I ever been booked for a show, and I couldn't be more happier, man, because like I really work hard for this shit, bro. Like this, like a lot of people don't understand like the work it took for me. Like I remember my Spanish teacher when I was a senior in high school. She told me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because she really believed in me. She believed like I was gonna get like she would be seeing me get a Grammy and all this crazy shit that I was like, wow, what the fuck? Like I didn't even really have those kind of aspirations at the time. But now, like, I don't even really care about the Grammys because to me, that's all like in, labels and shit. Like, I don't really even need those accolades. Like, I don't need them. I just want to do me and be an artist and not really worry about all that stuff. If it happens, that's cool. But if it doesn't, I don't really care either way. It's fine, So my Spanish teacher, she was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was like, well, I think I would be doing shows and I would drop my first album. I think on the 5th year, I dropped my first album, and then within a year from that point, I did my first open mic. I did my first couple of shows. So I was like this is something that I really work for, and this is something that I always have like in my mind, where it's just kind of like, this isn't an overnight thing for me, bro. Like, this is something I really put my hard work and effort towards. And I believe that you will be successful as long as you have goals, you write them down, and you apply the necessary effort that it takes to accomplish those goals. You know what I mean? I have goals for the podcast. I have goals for my music. I have just so many things that I want to do, that it requires a lot of planning and execution. But within those big goals, like let's say getting 100,000 subscribers, those there are little goals: 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 50,000, 70,000, 100,000. Boom, So I feel like it's really important to have small goals before you get to that big goal, because I feel like as you go on your journey, then your like vision gets keener or something like that. Like you become more focused, and you really do want to, kind of like see where you want to go. So with me, I've already fulfilled those goals, and now it's kind of like got me thinking the next 5 years, like what do I want to do? And in 5 years, I really want to be opening up for like Wu-Tang or somebody big, Makami. That's a big thing for me. I want to do a show for him, Griselda, something like, that's just one. I'm not going to fucking, go and think about all the shit I want to do right now. But, there's a lot of things that you got to plan out and you got to execute, and I feel like, for the artists out there that be hating this shit, like, it doesn't help you. Like, I be seeing some sneak dissing ass shit from old people, from like newer people that they if you're not cooking, you don't have no say in the food that you're eating. You know what I mean? Like, you could say it's not good or whatever, but when you want to judge and be like, oh, it should have had more of this, or it should have less carrots or more spices, it's like, you're not cooking, bruh. So you should just be grateful you're eating. You get what I mean? It takes less energy to just be thankful and grateful for the fucking meals that you eat versus like just trying to talk shit about, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Like, that's pussy, you know what I mean? And the shit I was seeing was that, music isn't performance based. Yes, it is. This whole hip hop shit was built on performing. It was built on two big ass speakers, 2 turntables, and the DJ, bruh. You're not telling me that. You're telling me that's not a performance. Everything in hip hop is performance based. Now, if you don't want to do performance music, that's fine. But to say that music isn't performance based is not 100% the truth. It might be true in some circumstances, but if you go and you try to perform that shit, you're gonna quickly find out that your music is not palatable, and you're gonna want to switch it up. Like me, I've been noticing. Not that I don't have songs that I can't perform, but the songs that I were performing wouldn't, in my opinion, wouldn't be as good as other songs that I could have been performing already that would have done better than the songs I did perform. So it's just a matter of perspective. I feel like, you shouldn't bitch about dumb shit like that. If you really want to talk some shit, then it's kind of like, well, why don't you do it and have someone else talk shit and see how you feel? Because when you want to hate on the new crowd, what the new age, what the new generation is doing, it just makes you look old as fuck, bro. Don't be one of these fucking old ass dinosaurs that just be hating for no reason. I see it on the Instagram, people posting dumb fucking opinions or dumb shit in the notes or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, bruh, like, you look old as fuck. You look weak, in my opinion, because while I'm out here really doing this shit, I'm off Instagram, I'm off social media, doing the podcast, doing my shit, living my life and shit like that. You over here fucking bullshitting, tweeting, oh, this sucks, I'm like this, and you just fucking look like a hater, bruh. Being a hater doesn't make you money, it doesn't make you successful, it just makes you look like a fucking fugazi, you know what I mean? So, I just thought that was funny that I had to really talk about that for a second. And, I was going to talk about some other bullshit, but you know what? I think this is a really good place to end it off. You know what I mean? I want to wish everybody, all the viewers, listeners, everybody out there, peace and blessings. This is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.